There we go. Now we're streaming. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Open Saturday event. My name is Marshall, and today we're doing a raid on an island. It's leftist insurgents versus corrupt government forces, I would imagine. And we will talk about this as we get into it. We're getting set up. We're going to begin the planning phase momentarily. Just so you know, you folks have all heard of picnic. Well, I'm barbecue. No, you've heard of barbecue. I'm picnic. I'm sorry. Way to mess up the joke, right? That's going to be my nickname in the event, just because. Let's see here. We have been told to expect an assault by sea. It is possible they could come by land or air, but we have portable surface-to-air missiles, so it is unlikely they're going to approach us by air, but it is still possible. I'm going to turn my visage off here so that you can see more of the map. We're going to be labeling key locations on the map so we all have a common frame of reference momentarily. Otto's going to be taking care of that for us. And let me see here. I got just a little. I need to acknowledge that. There we are. And then I'll go back to our discussion. We got a briefing, and the briefing is very simple. And it's literally this right here. So we've received reports that they're going to attack our airport with our fancy new airplanes, and we have to prevent them from destroying any of those assets. All right. Otto, you're still working, right?
Oh, I posted it.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. There we go. Okay, so we got some key locations here. Let me pull this up, and actually, why don't I do it this way? All right, just make a big screenshot, and then I can draw on it.
All right. I think the A locations are of our assigned area.
Mohammed said that we can deploy 2 companies outside of airport and 3 companies deployed within airports.
Yeah. Okay. So I would imagine that deploying around C5 and C3, or actually C5 would be one location I would consider deploying in. And the other one would be, I've kind of noticed that my primary, oh, there it is, it's working. D2 or something like that. And then we could have a third force like at C2. Now I think that counts as outside though, doesn't it?
Yeah, looks like.
Okay, so we'll put that at C3. And then of the other 2, I think we should be closer to the water, you know? So
It's like beach near C1 is about the only place. I mean, it looks like a pretty accessible beach that they could land at. The other like coast looks pretty inaccessible.
yeah. So C1 definitely looks like an avenue of approach because you got that little jetty there. That would give them a little bit more room. There's still a bottleneck, but... And then I think around A1 or A2, let's take A1. Now the problem is if anything comes up through A4 or A3, we would have to use C5 and A1 to move to block it, and that's going to take time.
I think A1 is outside our assigned area.
Oh, we can't use it? Okay. In that case, then I would say B1 or B2, probably B2 or B4. What do you guys think?
I think B4 also is outside our operational area. not sure. I know the A locations are definitely outside,
Okay,
as well as B4 and B5, I think.
well then we're reduced to C1, C2, C3, D2, and C5. If that's the case. I think that's what those red lines meant, and I'm putting it together now. All right, so let's take those 5. I'm not sharing my screen, am I? I should be the one sharing a screen right now. Let me share my screen. Oh, let's go back. It's this one here. All right, and do you guys see what I marked in red? All right. Now, basically, this has us saying whatever way they approach, we have to move. Now, I would imagine that at the time we're receiving this communication, they're already pretty close, if not landing. They're going to be landing, which means they're going to be on that northern coast already. So they're going to infiltrate A1, the A's already, I think, is what's going to happen. They're going to have that. And we just have to, the problem is it puts us in a situation where we're the ones reacting, which I don't like. I would be mindful of this road here. This road is an important line of communication. We can shuttle back and forth as needed on that road. That's a pretty important little spot. I mean, obviously all the roads are important, but I think that's going to be a place we're going to end up fighting. I think they're going to try to come something like this through here. They're going to come like that. And then I don't know what this cover's like, but they're going to try to sneak through, infiltrate through here, because that's what I would consider doing. And then I don't know if they'll come through here. I don't know how many elements they have, but I can't think of a plan other than we need to kind of sit back and wait for them to appear. Now we could and should push elements forward into B and A to scout. So basically C1, whoever that is, we're going to have you scout that coastline there. C2, we'll have you kind of cover this area here. All you have to do is send people out to kind of make contact with the enemy. You don't have to send your whole squad. You can send 2 people. C3 and then C4 and C5 will take these areas here. A1 and A2 for C4 and A3 and A4 for C5. As soon as we know where they're not, we move over and consolidate around the airport. That's the general idea. As far as what specifically happens, it will depend on the reports that we get. That's my thinking. What do you guys think? I'm open to entirely different views of how to do this, especially if someone thinks I'm missing something.
What shall we do with the planes and the assets, the anti-air assets?
Well, the anti-air assets, depending on what they are, if we have like some anti-air guns, AAA, we can use that to reinforce against a strong attack on the ground. We can point that at troops on the ground. The aircraft, go ahead.
I just understood that they're all just to be extended, like we can't use them.
Okay, but if they're going to be destroyed, it would make sense to use it. But yeah, maybe it's an umpire rule, we can't use it for some reason. But if we can, we would turn it to our defense. As for the aircraft, you'd have to get them up into the air, and they can provide support from the air, or at a minimum fly away and try to get away. And that's if You know, keeping them one spot on the ground makes them a really tempting target, but at the same time, flying them takes them out from the protective dome of our surface-to-air missiles. So, it's situational. Whether we sortie them or not may depend on how powerful their attack is. If we think we can keep them far enough away from the airport from endangering them, then we don't. You know, it's probably safer to keep the planes on the ground.
Okay. It is not an option to take the airplanes off because the Soviet pilots are not there yet. They are outside somewhere where it's not here. Now, I'd just like to clarify: the troops that are deployed within the airfield, okay, they are allowed to leave the airfield once enemy contact is confirmed. So they're not like locked inside the airfield. They are allowed to, leave the airport once it is determined that there is enemy presence in the area. And with that, I would like to wish everybody good luck, as you will now be moved to your respective channels. Red Discussion will from now on be used as a radio communications channel. Only text messages, and if you really want to, voice messages are allowed with a cooldown, of course.
All right, let us assign the commands. OCA is Otto. Why don't you take one? And
Hold on. Well, here's the thing. We have already assigned you the commands.
Oh,
Marshall,
we have.
Marshall, your first platoon. Richard, your second platoon. Lawrence, your third platoon. SVIC, your fourth platoon. Otto, your fifth platoon. Okay.
Okay.
We don't get to decide where we start.
Well, you get to decide where you start by simply telling me where you want your troops to deploy. That's in your orders channel. That's it. That's how you start.
Okay,
Yeah.
who wants me to go outside of the airport and attack the enemy?
I was going to say, Otto. How about C1? Does that suit you, or do you think you're better deployed somewhere else?
I think between B2 and B3 southwards.
All right, then take C4. Now that means you'll be at the airbase, though.
Okay, gentlemen, if I can just ask you one thing, if you could just please quickly organize who's deploying where, move to your respective channels. Marshall 1, Richard 2, Lawrence 3, Swiss 4, and Otto 5. And once you're in there, send me your initial orders, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, Lawrence, Swick, and let me see who. There's one more in here. Who do we?
Do you want to come with me to south of B2?
I'll go outside the airport if you want.
Okay, listen. If I can have like a task force with me, I would like to be like the vanguard.
Otto, what position do you want to take? C5, C4?
No, outside. We can deploy 2 companies also.
Where do you want to be?
South of B3 and B2. There's like a road there. It's over there.
Okay, there you are.
Can I go C2?
Yes.
We can have someone with the Toyota Helix be ready to drive to us.
Yeah. Okay. Then just tell me. Pick your locations and tell me where you're at.
Well, that's where we are.
Otto, is that
In C3, like you said.
who? Lawrence. Okay. It's C3. Okay. I'm gonna be at C5. Who's gonna be at C1 and who wants to be at C4?
Go to C1.
C4 and who is I?
Can you hear me? Yeah, Swick. I'll go C1.
Okay.
Needs to be at C5 though, because...
Me. I am.
Okay, good. Nice, you can...
Yeah. Okay.
cover it, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I shall now go to my channel order 5.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to go fetch the pickup trucks. If I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna go to red 5.
have we parked them? Where are they? Oh, there they are. They're at the airport. I see them. Okay. Let's see here. Then let's have. We got Swick there. Just change the color on this so I can see it. Swick. Who else do we have? We have. Oh yeah, Otto is here in the middle. We have Lawrence at C3. So Lawrence, go ahead on the trucks.
All right.
And then who is at C4?
I am. That's well, Richard.
Okay, Richards, Francois, take one of the trucks. You're going to have one of them there at C4. Lortz will have the other one at C3. And then from there, they can be moved wherever. And then at C2. Okay.
Alright, I'll go to my channel.
All right. Perfect. All right. We got it. Good luck, guys.
Good luck. Have fun.
All right. Let's. All right. Okay, everybody. I'm going to stop my live stream to Discord because we don't need it anymore. Talk about an uninspiring briefing and unimpressive plan. The issue being that we really don't know where they're going to come. They're going to probably come already landing on the beach through these two avenues here of approach. And if that's the case, then we're going to be in the thick of it right away. I know I will be. And we have to determine what's going on here at C1. I don't like being so far from the middle and the ad hoc use of the trucks, but I was kind of like, I need to pick a spot, so I chose that one, but I should have been probably here in the middle, but I'm not, and that's okay. Let the players pick, and they pick the positions that interested them, and that's fine. Alrighty. Let me just double check red discussion. Okay, I will be here. And I will post this in my channel. Red one. Here we are. All right, there we go. The liberators will occupy positions of their choice in this general area, including buildings and places of cover and concealment. So we have that for now. Apparently these weird pieces here have some purpose. I do not know what that will be, but apparently there is something going on with these things. I'm trying to, well, kind of just move them so they're not so distracting, but it is what it is. All right. Actually, for now, we can bag them. There we go. Your ground targets now. What is this? No, that doesn't look like it's related to this game, but we'll see. For now, it goes out of the way into the bag. All right, now this is sort of a tactical level Kriegsspiel, obviously, as you may already know. All right, there's all of that. Okay. All right, I imagine the game has begun. We are just going to be sitting tight while we wait for an update. I wish I could say there was more of a general plan other than kind of sit and wait for them to come to us. But there's not. However, once we know where they have landed, we can become a lot more proactive and dynamic in our defense. The problem is right now we don't know where they're going to land. So to make an assumption and to start moving one way or the other is only going to move us out of a workable position, I feel. It's sort of the old proverb that a captain who does not know to what port he is sailing, no wind is favorable. So in this case, because we don't know what direction we're defending in, no movement that we make is going to be favorable. Is that objectively true? No, there is obviously a correct guess we could make. But why do you want to guess when guessing could make it even worse than it already is? Sure, you could get lucky, but you could also have a disaster, and let's not play. So, anyway, here we are. Let me verify the names and I think this is Swick, right? So let's name it. All right. And then here at the center, Loritz. Here is Otto. Here is Francois. And here is me. All right. You've heard of barbecue. Now meet picnic. All right. Anyway, now I think it's time to fix our cap here and talk about why we're fighting, right? Where's the reporters? Where's the reporters when you need them, right? Where are the cameras? We are fighting to liberate the people of the island. They have put up with the oppression of the bourgeois for too long. They have worked too hard and created too much wealth, only to have it stolen away by people whose greed is too much. They labor and toil while their families hunger. And so as a consequence, we have decided to take matters into our own hands. These people will experience the people's justice. On the other hand, when, let's see here, when our glorious comrades, the Soviets, decided to answer our plea for help, well, those people, they've sent us fighter planes and other materials which make it possible for us to fight the revolution. Achilles says, are you winning? Bro, I am not willing. This is in the chat. I couldn't even come up with a coherent sounding plan. However, I'll figure it out. We have to protect these really cool airplanes. I want to fly one of them. And I would not be able to fly any of these, I don't reckon. I am something of a virtual pilot. But, of course, being a real pilot isn't gonna. I mean, there's just a vast world of difference, and certainly when it comes to a fighter jet, there's no way. No way. I wouldn't even survive takeoff. Yeah, pretty normal Achilles. Well, let me see if I even have an update here. Not yet. Glad to know everything's working though. You guys can hear the audio and all that. I think you can hear the audio. Yeah, it looks like you can. Excellent. All right. Landlordism. Nothing makes us so upset as making the necessities of life something that you must pay for simply to exist. You have to pay simply to exist. You have to pay simply to have a roof over your head. Someone else who does no labor at all. The rentier class. And Lord Hugs, I think, is around.
Yeah, very poetic. What you up to?
I am staging a leftist revolution or defending the revolution.
Oh,
You can tell, yeah, my great enthusiasm for this in my voice. So, yeah. Why don't you join the table in, what do we call it? Tabletop Simulator. I'm live streaming. Which is,
you are? I figured.
yeah, which is
That'd be
why
kinda weird. You're just kind of talking to yourself.
that would be a little creepy. Yeah, here I am just mumbling leftist stuff to myself at random while hanging out on a live stream.
This is a rare occasion to see Marshall actually playing.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? Hardly ever get to play. And the whole point of this entire exercise, the IKS, was so I could play.
Let's see if we can find the tabletop.
All right. Meanwhile, Hugs, while you do that, what's the update, man?
What I've been up to?
Yeah, what have you been up to, man?
I'm finally about to go to my next location in a couple weeks, so I'll be finishing up my training.
Mm-hmm. And
Pretty cool.
Just so you guys know on the live stream, because you may not be familiar with Lord Hugs is in obedience training. And he's learning how to walk politely.
Mark,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but just to speed things up, where do you want the lords to deploy so I can go tell him, because I don't think he's aware. I don't think he knows where you want him to deploy.
Oh, in the at the it's the apron in the middle of the well, actually it's kind of sticking out. It's north of the runway, northwest of the runway. It's that parking area.
That has two Mi-24s.
Hang on, let me look. Yes, it does. That's right. Those
Okay,
those are
fine.
28s, aren't they? Or are they 24s? Oh, they are.
24s. It's fine. Thank you.
They're 28s, but it's all good. All right. I had it covered with the thing, but yeah, he's where the Mi-28s are. Anyway, yeah, Lord Hugs is, in obedience school. He's getting potty trained and learning how to walk. Right? Is that right, or do I have you confused?
No, that sounds about right. 2 years of it though, almost.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be able to walk on a leash by now, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Are you excited? I mean, it seems like you've adjusted, to.
I've got like 20 weeks of additional training I have to go to, but it'll be in a different location, so that'd be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
hope
then,
it's a nicer location.
no, actually, it doesn't get better than California. I'll be honest.
Oh, I thought you
For location wise.
I thought you left California.
No, not yet. I will in about 2 weeks. So
Oh, yeah, then you're going, yeah, it's all downhill from here, man.
yeah,
Oh, well.
unfortunate. But I did volunteer to try out for a regiment for the 75th.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that'll go well.
Yeah.
That'll
Well,
be later this year.
well, keep us posted. You are obviously intelligent and capable. You're certainly far above average for.
I wouldn't. I'm still dumb like the rest of like everyone else. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, you're young, but you have the IQ that puts you ahead of the curve. And as you get older and gain more experience, you're gonna, as you figure out what you're actually doing, it's gonna take you a while. It's gonna take several years, but your confidence will grow, and I think you'll be really good at what you do.
I hope so.
Yeah, because I never got to that point where I was good at anything. But anyway. All right, we'll see here. So, did you get into you didn't get into the table?
I couldn't find it, but that's okay. I launched something else for the time being. I was just here to say hi.
Well, hello. Achilles was on the YouTube. I don't know if he still is. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see any comments from him. I would think he would pipe up and say hi, but he probably had some, I mean, he's got life. He's got stuff going on.
Yeah.
He came to visit me a couple weeks ago. He spent the night here.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go bounce on up there to where he's at because he's not too far away from me, but every time I've been able to, something came up,
Yeah.
which is really annoying.
Yeah. No, I know that feeling. When you do plan it out or whatever, let me know. I'll try to see if I can't make it up there too. I'm
I
tentatively.
probably won't be able to since I'm leaving so soon now.
Mm-hmm. I'm tentatively planning to go up there at some point. And Achilles says, "Hey, Hugs. I hope it is going well."
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it's going to get real exciting for him, Achilles. On his next posting, he is going to learn how to fetch. Yeah. Achilles could just join the live stream. But he's just going to chat at us, I guess. All right. For those of you who don't know Lord Hugs, well, here he is.
I haven't been able to play a whole lot recently. It's been a little sad, honestly. Can you believe it? I'm still trying to figure out like how to umpire. I want to get into that, but I just don't have the time.
Bro, I could teach you
I
my
got some interesting.
old system in 5 minutes.
Well, it's just the stuff I want to do takes time, but I am looking at umpiring.
Yeah.
I tried once, but it didn't work out because I ended up going to basic like a couple weeks after I started, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to I was looking at trying to do some like World War One stuff, and now I'm looking at trying to use Combat Mission. I don't know if you're familiar with that game series.
Yep. I sure am.
I'm looking around at some interesting ideas, but it's like I can't make pieces at all. I'm very bad at it, and I could barely get maps into TTS. So.
Oh, I can teach you how to make pieces and paint in 5 minutes. It's crazy simple.
Yeah.
It's very simple. But, there's a lot of existing assets, I even made World War One pieces. They're kind of generic tokens. They're cylinders. But there's 10 steps to them. So I made French and German ones. So, all right, just so everybody knows on the live stream, 0300, which is pretty early in the morning, says my platoon has established rudimentary sandbag positions along the northern end of the runway. So that means we are basically dug in around here. They are about 25 to 50 yards to my west and southwest. Well, which way is north then? North should be this way, right? Up here at the top of the map. So what are we doing to our west and southwest? I'm not so sure about that. Unless the island is, the map is not oriented north. Anyway, I'll have to get clarification on that. But I would assume that we are, yeah, somewhere around here, dug in, I would hope.
All right, well, I'm gonna head out. I'll just stop by to say hi.
Okay, Hugs, you do take care of yourself and stay in contact. Keep us updated, okay?
Yeah, I definitely will. Catch you later.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
As you may have gathered, our friend Lord Hugs has joined the military. And just for reasons of discretion, I decided we probably shouldn't get too particular with what he's doing or his location or postings or anything like that. So I apologize if that part of the conversation felt a little inside baseball, if you felt a little left out. But I wanted to say hi and chat with him briefly and make sure he's doing all right. So, all right. Support him in his career choice, which is important. All right. Yes, okay, so no other reports. So hopefully the Empire will pop in and I can clarify that this is my position more or less. Okay, I should have a unit here. I don't need to draw question marks all over the map. That's a little redundant, but it does give me something to do. And it also reinforces the fact that I'm not 100% certain of their physical location, which is very typical in Kriegsspiel, that you don't know anything exactly. You only have approximations. As we say, Kriegsspiel is the land of fudge. And here is Mr. Achilles.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it's Vigol. I thought it sounded like Achilles for a second.
No.
Ah, okay, yeah. It's just the Empire, guys. Sorry. I'll try to conceal my disappointment. Go ahead.
So, as stated before, your troops have been busying themselves establishing sandbags positions about 25 to 50 yards to the west of your location. You cannot see them due to it being 3 a.m. and no real illumination outside, but you can hear them working diligently.
Okay,
What are your further orders?
a real quick question. Which way is north on the map?
North, in your case, would be up.
Okay. So it's where the fuel tanks are, right? The refinery.
The refinery, if you gave me that screenshot before, that would be down and to your right. Those fuel tanks, you mean?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
north? Is that the north edge of the map?
That is the east edge of the map.
Okay. Are you able to screen share with me, or I just kind of need to know which way is north here, because yeah, I'll
Yeah, here you go.
all right.
So this way is north.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the opposite direction. Okay, this way is north. I have the map 180 degrees the other way. We don't expect the enemy to come from that direction. We expect him to come from the opposite direction. So why are we dug in facing the complete wrong way? Is that, well...
No, they're facing to the west.
Yeah, but I want them to face the water, not inland. That's okay. They are. It
No,
is.
they're facing the water. West is towards the water. East is the edge of the map where you're close to.
Okay. Well, east. If east is where I'm close to, the north is where the water is, right? And but my guys are to the west and southwest, which is in the direction of the runway.
Hold on a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Oh, actually, never mind. Marmot. There
Yes.
appears to be some confusion. He is on the northern end of the runway, correct?
Yes, he is on the northern end of the runway. Correct.
Okay. And which way is north? Towards the water or towards the?
North is up.
Okay.
It's towards the town and refinery.
Okay. So my guys are supposed to be deployed to the north, not to the south and west.
You are on the table. You are on the north of the airfield. You are at the northern part of the airfield on my table.
Okay, but as I understand it, my men are dug in south.
That might have been a communication error. They are not.
Okay, no problem. You see, I'm sharing my screen. Do you see where I drew in red my intended deployment?
Take a look.
That is where they are.
That is where they are.
More or less, yes. They're like 50 meters south, but that's pretty much where they are.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I'm
good.
I would just want to ask if we could just please speed up.
Yeah, I'm good. No orders at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Up to the Empire channel we go.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Okay, a little bit of confusion. Turn 1 tends to be a little like that, though, as we get kind of oriented. The written report said south, and so that really confused me because, as I understand, we expect an attack from the direction of the water, and well, there's nothing here. Now, the problem is I've given up in the interest of time. Some of my time just to get squared away. I didn't have time to articulate an order that we should be pushing some guys to the north, but we were lucky to get which way north was. Now, north should always be the top of the map, and it looks like it was in this case. But yeah, a little bit of confusion because in the text it said we were to the south. Oh my gosh, we have a radio. I feel spoiled. We can communicate by radio. Okay. Let's see, what is our radio channel then? Red discussion. All right, we're verifying what our radio channel is, and I'm being told that it's the red discussion channel, which means it would be text only, no voice, which is fine because I can just dictate or tell you guys what everything is. And there he is, sneaking in, stealthing it. How you doing, Achilles?
I'm low crawling to your position.
Mm-hmm.
So the paratroopers haven't landed yet.
No, I'm waiting for the air assault.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I would do. I would make some kind of a landing and establish a very defensible position on the beach. Let let the position kind of be attacked, drawing defenders off the base, and then send the real attack in by air on the base. Probably bring them in by helicopter, low, and drop them off, and then assault the airfield.
Bring in the 101st down from your southeast corner and drop them off outside the airport and have them move in.
Yeah.
Well, of course, all your guys are facing the water.
That's exactly it. That's what I would do, but I was told it's not going to happen that way, so.
All right, 5 minutes has elapsed. Any changes? Any orders?
Yeah, let's send some guys north into the town and the refinery in pairs. Send about 4 guys up that way in 2 sets of pairs to just kind of look around. If they see anything, open fire to at least alert us.
So you want to send a squad element up there?
Yep.
'Cause I can't really break it down any further.
Okay, yep, send a squad up.
All right,
Thank you.
I will do that.
All right.
Actually, I said northeast, I meant southeast.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It occurs to me though, then if they can't come in that way, if they, that's for whatever reason not allowed. They're coming down. If they're coming from the water,
Yeah.
then they're going to come.
They're going to come right where I'm at because there's concealment but roads.
I would come in from the northern end and actually go into that what looks like an urban environment there.
That's
Gives them cover all the way up to you.
That's exactly what I said. So, yep, that's what I expect. I expect they're going to come down that way, and they're going
Maybe
to.
a secondary landing down in the southwest corner.
Yeah, or a diversionary one. Yeah, I mean, see what happens. But this little jetty here, you can join my table if you want, but I am sharing. Looks like a good spot to land because you've got some space to land on. There's a couple nice beaches on either side of it. So they can come in anywhere there. So, but that's why I put a squad there, or a platoon there, I mean. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully the rest of my squads stay alert and stay awake.
So you anticipate any kind of support fire from the enemy before they land? Or?
No, I'm not of the impression they have anything like that. I'm told they have some aircraft.
Guys, what do they come in rowboats or something?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would imagine they have air support, but we've been told the air support is kind of being warded off by our man pads. So, but who knows, right? I actually do think they should come by air, but I think it could be the scenario designer did not want them to just make a single pass and blow up all the planes on the airfield.
Well, yeah, that would have been the easy and normal solution. You just blow the airfield. Actually, they don't even
Crater
need
the
to
runway.
do an airstrike.
Yeah.
They don't need to do an airstrike. They can, if they've got a navy of any kind, they just fire
Yep.
surface missiles and take out the airfield.
Yeah, they've got a lot of different options. We can't operate the planes. I could move them so that they're not in neat rows. That's another thing I should be thinking about. But, maybe I'll give.
Is that their objective? To take out the airfield or the aircraft?
Yeah, either or both. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they don't want us to have the aircraft. But if they can deny us just the airstrip, well, it's kind of hard to operate the aircraft without a runway.
Right. Aircraft can be replaced. The airfield would be harder.
Well, it depends on the nature of the damage, but yes, if they crater the hell out of the runway.
If they actually secure the airfield, then it doesn't matter.
Oh,
how
well,
many
yeah.
aircraft you have.
Yeah, that too. So we'll see. See, our surface-to-air missiles, our Tunguskas here, are also kind of portable, movable, and so those are going to be primary targets. So I think I need to be moving things around. I can't just leave stuff static.
You don't have any Cuban engineers, do you?
No, I guess not. We'll get it figured.
All looks strangely familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, no changes here. So we'll see. And I do think they could potentially land and come through here. It depends on the quantity of assets they have. You know, they may need more than one landing zone to get everybody ashore quickly. And I'm sure they are going to want to do a full court press, you know. But we'll see. You know, until we make contact with the enemy, I don't think we can be moving around much. I don't think it would benefit us.
No. Moving around just makes you
Tired.
and a target.
Yeah. Now I have sent a squad into the town to look. You know, I don't want to just sit there and be completely, you know, asleep at the wheel, but
Yeah, you should have some kind of LPO piece.
Yep.
In those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that at least you get some kind of triggered warning.
Mm-hmm. So you've got a
My
couple.
dogs woke me up at 3 a.m. this morning, so.
I was awake at 3 a.m. It was raining here.
It was raining here too.
Yeah.
Of course, to them, that's like the call to play.
Well, they like water, don't they?
They do. They love it.
Yeah, they're water dogs. We were going to go to a movie at the park with the dogs. They were having some dog event where it was bring your dogs to the movies at a park nearby, but it got canceled because of the rain. So I was going to be in heaven, man.
That is disappointing.
Yeah. Our beach reopened yesterday, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
Yeah, I was talking to you about that, and I thought it wasn't going to happen any sooner than June, and I was pleasantly surprised this last week to hear, nope, it's ready. So,
Yeah, they got it ready just in time for it to rain, so nobody would go.
right. Oh, I'm sure it's packed right now. It's not raining right now. Normally it's deserted. You know, it feels like a private beach, but
Yeah.
you know.
Same thing here. If you go at like when I take the dogs out to the beach here, it's just a matter of timing. I like to time it for low tide and a certain time in the morning, and there's like nobody out there, so they can just sprint up and down the beach, and they have a great time.
That's awesome. Let's see here. We have too much wildlife on ours for that to be allowed. We got sea lions and all the birds. There's a bird called the snowy plover, which is endangered, and so it's a protected habitat. And there's a lot of birds out there.
See, we killed all those, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, now you can enjoy your beach.
Yeah, exactly. The way God intended.
Right. All right, just so everybody on the live stream knows, we've got an update saying this at 3:10. First squad has acknowledged your orders and have begun to move towards the refinery. No other developments at this time. So, go ahead. Hello.
First squad has acknowledged your orders. They have left their defensive positions and are now at a walking pace towards the refinery with orders to engage anything that they see.
All right.
There are no other developments.
Okay. Do you want my orders, or are you coming back for those?
No, I'll take your orders now.
I would like to move the aircraft on the airfield so that they're not in a neat row. So it's just if we have whatever staff we have at the airport, move the aircraft, every other one or whatever, so they're not in a single straight row. Once any shooting starts or anything, I also want the surface to air units to shift their position. They don't have to move a whole lot, but I don't want them just sitting there in one spot the whole time. Especially when the shooting first starts, I want them to move to another position.
Duly noted. I will pass that on.
Thank you. All right. Now, I don't know if that was a ridiculous order, but maybe it was.
There
but
were a whole lot of qualifiers in that order.
When the shooting starts, move the anti-air. Move the airplanes for sure. And I'm not talking, move everything to one side of the airport and then everything to the other side. No, it's just, I don't want them in a straight row.
Like Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. Because I don't know what these guys have planned or if they have offshore bombardment dialed in or what,
If they do, there wouldn't be anything left of that airfield anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference. This game would be pointless.
Right. Yeah, I'm assuming that there's going to be a fight, and we're having it for a reason, but who knows, Who knows? One thing Kriegsspiel has told me is expect the unexpected.
Never assume.
That there's always a twist, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're running it, then the twist is there is no twist.
Your twist. Exactly. Let your own imagination create the twist for me.
That's right. That's right. Well, I can't talk on the live stream about plans for next Saturday, but I have named it.
Well,
The event will be called Sun Tzu's Last Resort. I think you get it.
what? Nuclear weapons? Oh my God.
But the idea is, if you've ever heard of Dick's Last Resort.
Yes.
Okay, so the players are going to need a thick skin because whatever they do, we're just going to kind of clown them a little, make fun of them, poke at them. So, yeah. I liked our idea, though, with Dave and Jan. It's too bad neither one of them were available.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, it would have been. All right. Did you play with Jim last night? I think you did.
No. He doesn't play on Friday.
Oh.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday and Saturday then?
Yeah, he plays Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Mm. And what's tonight?
Gosh, good question. I think it's a Napoleonic. Oh yeah, in fact, it's another the GDA 2 because that's come out, so they're not doing GDA 1 anymore. So it's a GDA 2 game, and it is. I will find it very shortly. Oh, it's Quatre Bras.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Project Quatre Bras. He's run every system, every game system through Quatre Bras
Mm-hmm.
to see how they play it. Kind of been a long-running experiment.
No, that's a...
Which one gives the best version of it?
Right. Well, I mean, look at all the Waterloo and Gettysburg games out there.
Yeah.
You know, every other board game is Waterloo or Gettysburg, but they're not all equal. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
You know,
The two battles that he likes to use to basically showcase any new game system or mechanic is Teugenhausen and Katrabra.
mm,
And yeah, he runs them all for those two battles, and that way you can kind of compare and contrast how the different systems handle those battles and how well they work, and that kind of thing. So,
mm,
which is kind of nice. It's interesting because those two tend to be on the right scale for most of the miniature gaming systems, miniature gaming rules.
mm.
You try to do something really large like Waterloo or Leipzig or something like that.
Well, yeah.
There's only a couple of systems that you can use
Mm.
that are designed to go to that scale.
And see, I think you just make something up and play it.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what real gamers do.
That's what I've been doing with this thing that I've got on my table right now.
Yep.
I have 3 different versions of this same game, and I'm using all 3 versions to create a hybrid.
Well, there you go. At least you're going to get the game you want, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and any parts of it that I don't have a good answer for from the 3 games, 3 versions of the same game, then I fill in with my own stuff. So I create my own rules.
Yeah, as all gamers do. And that's, yeah. It depends on, what each person thinks is important, and it's interesting to see the different systems and how different Kriegsspielers and umpires and others like to emphasize, one thing or another. There are certain people like me who just love logistics. That was key to the last event that I ran, was logistics management. And then you have people who, they like this little scale stuff, and you have people who like the big scale stuff, and it is. Hello.
Squad 1 continues to report that they have not cited any hostile activity on their march towards the refinery. Word has been passed down to your subordinates and the headquarters staff that they will begin to move the aircraft at the airfield. The Tunguskas will probably take a little bit of time to get moving once engagement happens because their engines are currently off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Orders.
No, the patrol should keep patrolling, and we just kind of hang out.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you. All right, now I'm getting kind of suspicious. It's only been 15 minutes since the start, but nothing to report from any quarter, huh?
Aha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which following Occam's razor tells you that nothing is happening.
Yeah. The simplest explanation is often the correct one.
Yes.
But
nothing important is happening.
Yeah, but they could be creeping up from the south.
It could be.
What
would you do about it if they were?
Well, we would have to redeploy, and it would be a close-up fight for that airfield, I'll tell you that. Because they'd be right on top of it from the beginning.
Is that a likely possibility?
We've been led to believe that the answer is no, which leads me to believe that the answer must be yes.
This is where the martial thinking comes into play.
Yeah.
I have every reason to believe that this is not happening. Therefore, I'm sure it's happening. Therefore, I'm going to react to what is almost certainly not happening.
All right. So I'm hearing on the radio that something is happening in the southwest.
Mm-hmm. That would be probably that secondary beach landing that I suspected.
Yep. Yep.
Of course, it might be the primary landing. You don't know. But my guess was that it was going to be a secondary. But who knows? Sounds like I got the right area there for at least one of them.
Yep. All right. So who is reporting? Let's see here. Swick is reporting that he's in. Only have one left guarding the beach. I didn't realize he was by the beach. Oh, yes, he is. Okay.
Alright, 5 minutes has elapsed. No new developments come through.
Thank you. Yeah, no new orders.
Very good.
Okay. Just so everybody on the live stream knows what I'm doing, there is enemy contact here at this position approximately. So the enemy is apparently coming in around here somewhere. We are not certain exactly where, but that's because we're over here and we can't see it. But there is gunfire reported. Therefore, let's see here. Let's see if we can grab a marker. We'll just take a generic marker and copy that for now. If the baddies are coming here, we don't know if that's the main attack or diversion. It is assigned to this commander. His name is Swick to figure it out. And if he can throw them back, he is to throw them back. If he trusts his defenses, he can stay in his defenses, his discretion. But he's supposed to block or repulse anything coming that way. I have not sent him reinforcements yet, but he has the ability to call for reinforcement. We've got 2 technical trucks. Well, technically they're just trucks, right? They're not. They don't have a weapon mounted on them. But a whole squad can be transported in one of those trucks. So we can reinforce if we think that's where the main attack is, or if we think he's going to be overwhelmed. Otherwise, we don't want to fall for what could be a diversion. So we're going to hold our position until we know more. All right, Achilles, how wrong am I?
Oh, good question. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, really, am I 80% wrong, 90% wrong, or 100% wrong? You know, those are the options, or all of the above. D, all of the above.
All of the above. All of the above is almost certainly the correct answer here.
Oh my.
I think, yeah, it's like one of those cases where how much overreaction do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
People have a tendency to massively overreact the first time,
And here I am hardly reacting at all. But
which is the right thing to do. Although, I mean, sometimes you want to get the jump on it and think, okay, well, if I really feel like this is the right one, then I want to get a jump on it.
mhm.
But usually, you're better off to let things develop long enough to have a good. Well, you're never going to have a clear picture, but if you can say, oh, I'm at 60% sure
Mhm.
that this is it, then
Yeah.
you can at least give yourself better odds and react to it.
Yeah, what I don't want to do is end up having to do something like this, which I'm drawing, which is just a big arrow going over to the beach and then turning around and coming back towards the refinery. Because that clearly does not serve our defenses. That's just gonna be a great way to have a bunch of tired troops, or to create a gap where there was no gap before, or at least a weakness.
That frequently happens.
Mhm.
And, people react. Everything shifts over and reacts, and then of course that's when you find out that the real main effort was somewhere else.
Yeah.
the area you just vacated.
Let me search these ground targets. Oh, okay, that's just the stuff. All right.
Let those guys fight it out where they are, and how much do you trust the report you get from them? Because you'll have some guys. I mean, if you know the personalities a little bit, it helps, because you'll have some guys who will wildly overreact to what they see, same way as overall commanders will. They'll, oh my God, the entire enemy army's attacking me, and it turns out to be like a squad or something,
It's a cat.
Yeah, it's a cat. Exactly. There was a parrot in the trees going, we're coming. Something,
Yeah.
And then you'll have other guys who just are total sang-froid, so they won't react to it at all. It's like,
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Squad 1 has reported that they have entered the refinery complex. No enemy sightings as of current.
Okay. I do want to send another squad south of the airport into the, I don't know, it's bushy area, with some small residences and outbuildings to our south. So it's towards the main gate of the airport. And again, same orders. I just want them to scout. If they hear shooting up here, they're to return. But otherwise, they are to scout in that direction and just report back anything
Can
they
you
see.
just share your screen so I can make sure I understand your orders correctly?
Of course, sure. Okay, I have one squad up here in the refinery area. I would like another one to go. Let's see here. Let me copy this. I would like another one to head down here to this area here.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. On to the next one.
All right. So there we are.
all right. If you hear some thundering noises, that would be my puppies. I'm playing ball with them. Toss it is great. They love this game. I toss it down the stairs because I'm in my office, second floor, and the stairs are right outside my door. So I can toss the ball out my door, and it goes down the stairs. And they chase it, grab it, and bring it back. So they can do this, and I believe they can do this for hours. But right now, I got to wear them out a little bit.
Well, yeah, Zephyr does the same thing. That's what he does. He just will play ball. If he even hears me say ball, he'll find his ball and come up here and bring it to me. And I'll do the same thing, but I vary it. Sometimes I throw it down the stairs. Other times I throw it down the hall or one way or another. I change it up. Keep him guessing. It's kind of funny. Fake him out and then throw it. He can
The best way I find to keep them guessing is that sometimes my throws miss.
You surprise yourself.
Exactly. I'll hit the wall instead of going out the door, and it'll just bounce right back at me.
That's great. That's great. There you go.
Yeah. So you said southwest, so that's that. Okay.
Yeah, that other corner, just to kind of be on the safe side.
Well, let those guys send a patrol out, and well, it's on the guy that's out there. He needs to send somebody out there and find out what it is.
Yeah.
And of course, he needs to report.
Yeah, actually, I need to be checking the radio channel because I may already have a report. No, I do not. So, yeah, the radio is silent. It is not crackling with life. I did not hear any kind of gunfire. I have got a report that it sounds like the gunfire has stopped.
Ah. So either all your guys are dead, or
right,
or they've sealed the breach.
Well, again, it could have been just a probing or diversionary attack, and not the Schwerpunkt, not the main effort, and so.
Could just be a Navy SEAL team that landed on the beach to make noise.
Yep. Now I have no idea what's going on. This guy's going to drop, from the ceiling and come up from the floorboards, and you're going to be like, what? You're looking at the door, and, oh, there they are.
They'll look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, coming up out of the swamp, yeah.
From Predator.
Yeah. Oop. Sorry, I just dropped something. Oh, boy. Okay. Alrighty.
The only problem with starting this game with them is that they never want to stop.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, it's the same thing with Zephyr. He just wants to. He'll go until you're tired, but
Yeah, exactly. Until you're tired, exactly. Because you'll be tired of doing it long before they're tired of doing it.
yeah, you can take them for a walk, but at the age that they're puppies, so
Yes.
they have boundless energy.
Oh yeah, I can't walk them far enough.
Yeah.
For it to matter.
Yeah.
As I take them to the beach, and I let them run. I just let them run, and they go full speed the entire time, up and down the beach, and I'm just doing my walk or doing my run. I can't run fast. I can't run fast enough for them. I mean, basically their walking pace is fast enough to keep up with my jog. So, it's kind of pointless. Plus, I hurt my knee, and it's like I can't run. I can barely walk. As a matter of fact, so that kind of sucks. Yeah.
Okay, we got a radio call here from Swick saying enemy forces have pushed in and taken DSWIC's headquarters. So that means they have, it gets better. So, and by better, I mean worse.
Well, that tells you that the effort in that area is stronger than the force you have there.
Yeah, it sure does. Okay, so it suggests that the enemy has pushed in and taken the headquarters. Now, I don't know exactly where he established his headquarters. but it's in this vicinity, so we're just going to kind of mark it like this. Yeah. Hello.
Squad 2, upon hearing your orders, have acknowledged them and they have set out to the south towards your specified location as to what you want patrolled. And Squad 1 has reported that they have completed their patrol, they have found nothing, and that the local garrison does not want them there, so they have sent them back. They are currently on their way back to your location.
Is the local garrison friendly? I'm guessing
Yes.
so. Okay. All right, that's
They
fine.
just don't want anything to do with you guys.
Okay, well, that's too bad. But okay. So did that patrol come back?
They're on their way back now.
All right, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to stand by here. I want the anti-air assets to go ahead and move a little bit, you know, so many yards or feet or whatever in one direction or another as they've pre-planned. And I'm going to continue to hold this position for now, but we are aware that the enemy is attacking, so.
Alright, so you just want the Tunguskas to move in any one direction?
Yeah, I don't want them to stay fixed where they're at. In fact, if they could move more towards the south east would be fine.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, radio to me from Richards. I can respond if needed using my truck. Othier, which is Otto, says heard movement 500 meters northwest of my location at the crossroads, orienting my troops for an ambush. Over. Okay, I don't know what a meter is because I'm American. I'm too American to know, but according to
Basically, it's 3 feet or equivalent to a yard.
yeah, it's like, you know, from here to like the next room or something. Yeah. In any case, Otto has that in control. Under control, he is taking care of that.
Which one of those is Otto?
He is the one I just removed his block, and I'm gonna drop a smaller block on it. That's Otto right there. All right, so I'm telling Lawrence to take his whole platoon and support Lawrence. I'm sorry, Lawrence has orders to take everything and support Swick. Okay, so that being said, I can now draw more lines here to illustrate for our happy listeners or viewers what's going on. If I can erase the existing lines, there we are. All right, and now we'll bust out with some red ink. When will I ever learn how to use technology? All right, there we are. Yep. Apply. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I don't know how to draw an ambush on a map. If there is some kind of a standard symbol to show what is planned. I'm gonna.
What kind of ambush is he gonna do? An L-shaped ambush, single side ambush?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know. So I'm just gonna draw sort of something generic, but yeah. And then Swick has orders to go here to reinforce.
As long as he doesn't try to ambush them on both sides of the same.
Yeah.
That's called the suicide ambush.
Yeah, that's how you shoot your own guys. Yep.
Exactly.
All right, so he's gonna move there. Reinforce there. Okay, he's gonna hold here, I hope.
Hello again.
Hello.
Squad 1 reports that they are just about outside of the refinery complex. They will be back with you in probably the next 20 minutes.
Okay.
Squad 2 has reported that they are about halfway down the tarmac. They will be at their designated location within the next 20 to 30 minutes. At the
Okay.
current peak. Airport staff are currently trying to find a tractor to help move the Tunguska because it is kind of stuck in place.
All right, then don't move it. Don't even bother. Just don't. Yeah, we're not gonna play that. If you can't do it, then it is what it is. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, we're gonna hold here and wait to see what happens.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right.
Maybe what you should do is arm all the aircraft and then point them in the direction of the enemy.
Yeah. We can't. We don't have the pilots. The pilots are
You don't
not
need
present.
pilots. You don't need pilots. You don't need to fly the plane. You just need to shoot the guns.
Yeah, but that's actually harder than people think. Like you have to power up. No, it's not that. You have to power up the plane and all of its systems. You have to power up the weapons. You have to power on the gun or the pylon you're going to use or whatever. Have to select it. Is there depression or whatever that you add to the? Yeah, I mean it depends on how sophisticated the platform is, but it is not that easy at all.
More than likely, none of those aircraft actually carry guns. They're probably all missile.
Well, the Su-25s would, the Foxbat no, the 25s would, the 23s I'm pretty sure would, the other 25s no, and then the Nanching Q5 I think would. I think that was a ground attack plane as well.
Helicopter.
Oh yeah, and obviously the helicopters. If anything, actually the helicopters would be the one you could power on and point that gun, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, put somebody in there and see if they can figure out how to turn it on.
Yeah. Okay, so Otto is telling me Lortz is quite a good defensive position. Lortz says roger that, and he is getting ready to move that way. Yeah. Okay, so I'm being told that Swick is behind enemy lines. To be clear, it will not be a reinforcements, it will be an attack. I am currently behind the enemy. Enemy were last seen at the compound near C1, which is where his block is. Currently pushing to attack. I believe there's one platoon present, so it may not be the full attack. However, currently there's an open line to the airfield. So I'm telling... So they... Yeah, okay, so this is embarrassing. So apparently they've got through Swick. They're somewhere around here. And now he's actually behind them and having to attack from the rear. Which, okay, now he's saying, well, maybe it's not the full attack. Well,
Yes.
we suspected that, but...
That would fit my prediction.
Yeah. But I only hear that after I ordered reinforcements. However, thanks to the radio, we have recalled the reinforcements and told them just instead lay out an ambush. So we're gonna do that. That's
This could turn into or that could be an excellent example of exactly what we were talking about. When do you react, and how much do you let it develop, and so you reacted to the situation, and in a sense you prematurely reacted to the situation.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly easy to do. I mean, it's very hard to be patient enough to hold back on it and let things develop. Now, of course, it could turn out that this actually is, and that's just he's only seen part of what turns out to be the main effort. But my money is still on it not.
Yeah. Well, I've told Lawrence to prepare the ambush and that he can fall back to his original position if needed, which should satisfy both him and Otto. Now, Otto is communicating. He's going deet, 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 deet on the Morse code on the radio. Command here, Othier. I'm preparing for an ambush at the crossroads, 600 meters southwest of Bravo 2. What's that, like 5 inches or like 6 or 7 inches? How do you want me to proceed after ambushing the enemy? Over. Well, I want you to pick up his anything of value and bring it back to headquarters. But maybe not. Okay, so let's see here. Preparing for the ambush. Okay, so after he repulses the enemy, push them as able. I want him to push them away. And if they're few in number, just attach squads as needed. You know, I should have had Otto command this. It would have been really interesting to see how he commands. I shouldn't have jumped on this. I didn't realize that I don't think that he was playing when I raised my hand, but absolutely, that would have been a treat. Man, what a... Hey, how you doing?
Good. Squad 1 should be back in their original positions within 10 to 15 minutes. Squad 2 is still making their way to your specified location. And a new development has arose. You hear faint pops and cracks to your south-southwest.
Okay.
Towards the opposite end of the airfield.
Yep, okay. All right. Thank you.
Anything else at this time?
No orders, thank you.
You got it.
I don't think I've ever seen Otto actually do overall for them. He may have, I just don't think I've ever seen him do it. Are you talking? Because if you are, I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, okay. I didn't know whether you had any technical problems or not.
Okay. I've told Lawrence, please send a squad to look to the south. Make sure no enemy are approaching there. If the enemy have outflanked Lawrence, then Richard, it will be to you to send units to intercept. I will move to a reserve position closer to the action if needed. So I'm not quite ready to abandon my sweet position here to the north where I'm able to get some good sleep. But if I have to get up and move to the south or southwest or west, I will do so. But I still have reserves. So, okay, Swick reporting enemies have withdrawn from the compound. My commander, Jean de Swick, is nowhere to be seen. I am heading down the road to the airfield and hopefully we'll find the enemy. To be clear, what position are Lawrence and Richard in so I may support if needed? Oh, great. Great. So we have an ambush set up, but he's going to walk right into it. Beware of ambush. Of course, they're probably.
Are you sending him a radio message?
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna tell him in a radio message that you guys have an ambush set up?
Yep. Yep. Which the enemy's going to be listening to, of course.
Yeah, I was just thinking your OPSEC might be a little questionable. Don't tell him there's an ambush or anything. Just tell him stop in place.
Yeah. Well.
That way you don't have to worry about it. You're not giving anything away.
Yeah. Too late now. We'll see. I mean, they talked about setting up an ambush already, so. My subordinates already broke the OPSEC, so.
So you just thought you'd pile in?
Yeah, just pile in, man. Pile in. Anyway, yeah, we're assuming that our opponents, since they apparently don't have airplanes or anything, or naval gunfire, or supporting artillery, or mortars, or anything useful for the actual job, that maybe they don't have radios or interpreters.
Yes, apparently your opponents are complete idiots.
Yeah. Not even mortars, so, huh? All right.
Wow.
Maybe they have a really big drum set. I don't know what they have. They have a band.
And probably they're armed with sharp sticks and
As it turned out, we lost the Kriegsspiel because the enemy wasn't who we thought it was. The enemy was us. It was our fears and our inability to get along and cooperate in the brotherhood of mankind. Turns out, yeah.
I think you're being attacked by those little furry bear-like creatures from Star Wars.
Yeah, the Ewoks.
Ewoks, yeah. I think you're being attacked by Ewoks.
Okay, Loritz reports, enemy has fallen into my ambush at C3 before I started moving towards C2. 2 of my squads are currently engaged with the third. Oh boy, the dust here on the island. With the third mobile one in reserve. Enemy strength unclear for now. No casualties sustained. Good work, comrade. All right. So, did you hear my warlord name?
No.
Oh, yeah. I should turn my picture back on OBS so everyone can see how I'm dressed for the occasion. There we are.
I saw that you have your beret.
Yes, I have my stolen blue UN beret, but as all self-respecting insurgents and revolutionaries should have, with the Hawaiian shirt on, which really just kind of rounds out the flamboyance of my character. But you
do have that Idi Amin vibe.
Well, so the last week or two, this guy rose to prominence in Haiti. They call him Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Haitian warlord that's kind of got the upper hand for the time until he's replaced by the next one. But because that's kind of how this sort of thing goes. But you've heard of barbecue. Well, I'm picnic. Yeah, well, I just tried to think, well, what could be more intimidating than a barbecue? Well, a picnic, especially if people put raisins in the potato salad. Holy crap.
Oh, God, that's disgusting. Why would you do that?
People do that. People do that, bro. Yeah, it's just like when they make oatmeal cookies with raisins, but it looks like they're chocolate chip cookies, and you pick one up. And then you're like, oh, really? Oh, my God, that's soul-crushing when that happens. That is soul-crushing. So, but yeah.
I can't even conceive of the idea of raisins and potato salad. That's just...
I don't know who invented that, but I'm certain they are being burned in hell. But yeah, anyway.
They need to be.
But so yeah, you've heard of barbecue. Well, I'm picnic. See, at picnic, you can have a little barbecue. You can have some chicken or some ribs or even hot dogs and hamburgers, really. You just grill them up. So you can have a barbecue, although to me, hot dogs and hamburgers isn't quite a barbecue. Do I have an umpire here?
You do.
All right, go for it, man. We're just talking semantics.
No new developments at this point. You can still hear the faint pops and cracks to your southwest.
Okay. No new orders.
You got it.
Pops and cracks. Why does it sound like they're shooting off fireworks?
Yeah, well, you know. So Lawrence asked if he's to still send a squad south because they hit him in ambush. But it sounds like he has a squad in reserve. He hasn't taken casualties, and he's the closest to the southern flank in the southern end of the airport. So I do want him to still send a squad south and just make sure that's secure. Because if not, then it will be up to Richard to counterattack and secure the southern flank. If the enemy have got around, the enemy are all right, there we go. So yeah, make sure the southern flank is secure. If the enemy are around our southern flank, we need Richard to secure the south and repulse them. So just so everybody on the live stream knows what I'm talking about, is if the enemy are coming through here, maybe, we don't know, but it's possible, then I expect this person, Richard, this commander, to respond and counterattack here. But we're going to see. We are going to send a recon element to check down here from this squad. So this squad's going to detach a recon element, and they're going to take a look. So, all right. That's the plan. It looks like, according to Otto, this force to his west is not there. He is of the belief that they actually went this way and hit Loritz. I'm suspicious of that because of the distance involved. I'm not so sure, but we'll see. But I do trust Otto out there to manage his squad, so I'm not interested in micromanaging him. Lawrence here, Althea. I'll strike the enemy from their northwest. Hold on, over. Okay, so Otto is going to attack. So I do, like I said, I just said I trust him to manage that. So he's going to do so. Now the problem is, if Richard has to respond to the south, then Otto moving out of his position is going to leave a gap here in the center. So let's see here. Lawrence says now, 3rd squad has been deployed south. Enemy is now deploying southwest of my position. They have at least 2 squads. Picnic, I'm sending you my pickup truck. I will not need it now. Roger, OTA, situation is still good for me. Receiving enemy fire, no casualties. So it is very likely that there is something down here. So now we're in a position where I probably have to shift. So on my next turn, I think what I'm going to do is I want to move closer to the action. The problem is, does that create a gap in the north, which it does, but apparently we have a garrison in that community. I'll verify that, and if that's so, then I can either move over towards Otto's position or I can move over towards the airport. So it's just a question of, do I think if Otto moves over and Richard moves over, they both move to the southwest, then I need to move to Otto's position. So that's where I need to defend, not at the airport. So that's a possible order right there. So if these two things both happen, this needs to happen. So we'll see. So I should have drawn those in other colors. Did you hear about my U-boat battle?
I watched it.
Nice. Did you see it from my perspective or from the umpire?
I watched your stream.
Yeah.
It was on the YouTube. I watched it in parts. I watched the course of 2 days.
So that wasn't my fault, was it? I mean, what could I? He should have ducked.
Don't feel bad. You get to write the report. They're dead.
That's right. And, you know, never mind the fact that I'm the one who killed him. I sank a fellow U-boat with my torpedo, but
Well,
he should have
how would
ducked.
High Command ever know that?
Well, that's exactly it. How actually, how would even I know that? I wouldn't know that from a miss. So,
Except for the boom.
yeah, but how do I know that wasn't a depth charge or anything else, or the enemy scoring a hit, you know?
Just because you launched a torpedo, you could time its run, and it went boom and away.
Or maybe I think, hey, we hit a ship, and we didn't hit a ship, we hit a sub, but,
Well,
you know.
In your report, you'll have sunk a 7,000-ton Liberty ship, and you hate to report the mysterious disappearance of whatever.
Yeah.
You heard a faint, muffled explosion in the distance, on the bearing that she was last reported, but you don't know what happened.
Yeah. That's it, man.
It's all in the creative writing of reports. That's how it all comes down to.
I'm just proud of the fact that I was able to sink 5 ships with 4 torpedoes. Because none of the people who actually sunk ships survived the battle. Except for me, but again, that's technicality.
It's like that scene from What's Up, Tiger Lily?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's one of Woody Allen's first films where he took a Japanese spy movie.
Uh-huh.
It's all in Japanese, and he dubbed in an entirely different story.
Oh, Lord. You know, I think I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever seen it, but I don't know.
Yeah, they're chasing down the world's greatest egg salad recipe or something.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that, but yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese James Bond, only he dubbed it in a completely different dialogue for it. And but there's a scene where he's about to have the Japanese spy is about to have a shootout on a merchant ship, and he says, you know, watch me shoot I can't remember. He says, watch me shoot 7 guys with 6 bullets. And then he jumps out and bam, 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 and shoots these together. They all fall.
Yeah. So I've got reports of enemy, you know, being ambushed over here somewhere, and Swick is approaching from kind of the rear. So we may have Anvil and Hammered a squad there, but we'll see. But I'm more concerned about any of these guys moving around through the south. So, and again, until I get a report one way or the other, I can't move from here. Hello.
Squad 1 has finally returned to their positions and have taken up their old defenses. Squad 2 is continuing on their way down through the airfield to your specified location. In addition to the faint pops and cracks that you hear from the southwest end of the airfield, you hear the faint sound of explosions as well.
Okay. Okay, I want both technicals brought to me. We're probably going to be moving in the next few minutes.
Understood.
Otherwise, no orders out of me. Thank you. So I was told that Otto was moving, so
Which direction is Otto moving?
south west. So
And you've had no contacts, no pressure in the north.
coordinate with. Yep, nothing in the north.
So, are you gonna contract the perimeter on the northern end, closer to the airport, so that it can respond to whatever's happening in the south?
Yes.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, which of course is completely wrong.
No, it's the right thing at this moment. Now, where it'll turn out to be wrong will be later on.
So that'll be the next order I'll give. Let me see if I have. Okay. You're giving me written reports too, but it's exactly the same as I'm being told verbally, so no point in worrying about that. Need to stop streaming my thing. It competes with the YouTube. The bandwidth. All right. Well, let's see here what happens. Yeah, I'm going to have to rely on the garrison in there where the refinery is to at least provide early warning, if not prevent enemy from moving through that way. So, you know, it looks like there's at least 3 or 4 squads have come in from that beach. So, okay. OTA says, copy that, Command Lords here. I'm now 700 meters from the reported enemy position. Might be in contact in as little as 5 minutes. All right, so in that case, we can update our map now. It looks like Otto is getting here and will be helping out. And we now have a nice gap in the center of our line, but I'll be moving to plug it on at my first opportunity. So we're going to pick up sticks here. Oh, shoot. Richard is using the truck to ferry his men to the south end of the airstrip. That's okay. I didn't know he needed it. Someone bring up my Cadillac. What kind of a warlord am I without a Mercedes? What self-respecting warlord commands without a Mercedes?
With giant longhorns on the front of it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, remember, I'm picnic, so it's actually just a big picnic basket. Longhorns are for barbecue. I'm sure they'll really fear me then when they see that picnic basket.
Yeah.
It's pretty intimidating, you know? I mean...
What do you mean to do with that, sir?
Yeah. Well, they're going to come up and I'm going to be like, wait, ceasefire. Did you guys bring the napkins? And they're going to be like, no. And I'm going to be like...
No, but We brought your kryptonite, ants.
Yeah. Well, crap. What happened to the uncles? So, yeah. You guys.
Yeah, folks, we got a million of them. We'll be here all day.
What? You didn't bring the drinks? You were supposed to bring the drinks. Oh my God. How are we going to have a barbecue or a picnic without the drinks? Oh my gosh. This is a disaster. All right. Well, I will guess that Richard needs the trucks more than I do. But I need to get moving as well because, again, we have a gap. Now, at this point, I'm the last reserve. If I even count as a reserve, I'm kind of moving into a frontline position, or a potential frontline position, a likely one. So when I don't have any more reserves, that's when I start to worry. Enemy is 200 meters southwest of C3 in the bushes. One of my squads sustained 1 casualties while inflicting some losses to the enemy. My troops are currently pinned at C3, which is here, where he's at. So, according to Lawrence, he's pinned down. I haven't heard anything from Swick. Otto is moving to help.
Well, for the moment, it kind of sounds like we've got that attack contained. Question is,
Yeah, don't believe it. Yeah, don't believe it. All right, I'm telling Lawrence to hang on. OTA will be arriving soon. Richard will coordinate from the south, and I am moving to occupy OTA's position. Of course, mind you, it's probably going to take like 30 minutes, so don't die. Swick also says he should be arriving soon. So it looks like we're going to end up with some sort of situation where we have these guys kind of surrounded. And I just don't know much about what's really going on, but I do know that our situation sounds favorable.
yes, and never are you in more danger than when everything seems to be going right.
Exactly. So, the stuff that we've kind of made contact with, like you said, it feels like we have it contained. So that has me wondering, what do we not know about? I know what I know, but I also know what I don't know, and what I don't know is quite a lot. So, but I still have to, maneuver. Oh boy. Of course they attacked that way.
Well, it was predicted.
Mm-hmm.
There were the 2 locations that seemed the most likely. That was one of them.
Yeah.
So they came where expected. At least this part of them did.
Yeah. I just don't want to hear that, oh, they came through the town, through the refinery.
They bribed all the militia guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Valgul.
A single technical has arrived to your location. The other one is being utilized.
That's fine. Okay, I want to move to Otto's former position at that crossroads. So do you know what I'm talking about? I can share screen if needed.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Yeah, I want to move over here.
Just yourself, or
No, the whole squad. Or the whole platoon. Everyone.
all right?
The only exception will be the guys on patrol.
It's gonna take multiple trips to ferry everyone over, just so you know. Not everyone can fit in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh, come on now. I've once went to a rodeo and... never mind. Go ahead. All right, understood.
Who do you want to go first?
Me.
Alrighty,
Me and my little cadre. Okay, bye-bye.
sounds good.
You're probably wondering about how I got myself into this position. It was when I decided I was going to go first.
You know, he's completely wrong.
Yeah.
At Fort Knox, and they used to pile an entire platoon into the back of a pickup truck.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure.
We used to stack them like everybody would be stacked like cordwood in the back of the pickup truck, and they just moved the whole platoon.
Yeah, well, get there first with the most, right?
Yeah. Well, we called them cattle trucks because they were those army pickup trucks that had the canvas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, old school. Yeah.
And they literally stacked everybody in there. You know, you put like you wrap your knees up to your chin.
Yeah.
And you'd stack them in there, and then they would literally lay people on top in between the rows.
Yeah.
I swear, I thought we were all going to die every time they took us anywhere like that. It was like every time the truck would make a turn, the whole thing would just like lean. It's like, oh God, we're all going to die. And if you were claustrophobic, you did not want to be one of the first guys in.
Okay, Swick says he's arriving soon. Francois is en route to the southern end of the airstrip, and I should be starting my move. Command here, Othier. Be advised there is no enemy at my previous position at the crossroads. I expect to engage the Imperialists in a few minutes for the people. And yes, that's exactly what I'm counting on, Otto. That, good. I am counting on that. But moving that way to keep the area secure. We have in the town and refinery. All right, so I said good. I'm counting on that, but moving that way to keep the area secure. We have friendly militia in the town and refinery. So I think I can go ahead. I feel comfortable enough to abandon this position at the north end of the field. Unless, of course, the enemy was just waiting for me to make just that move to ram through everything they had. As it turns out, they were actually holed up right here in this area. And once I moved, they just went boop. In which case, well, congratulations, sir. That was a good move. It's about the only way they could be outmaneuvering me if they can't come through the town and refinery. I just hate a game, a battle, an experience, whatever, where, oh, the enemy can't come that way. Yeah, right. I mean, history is just kind of full of the enemy can't come that way. They would never.
There's no way they can get the MVA can get artillery up on those mountains.
Exactly.
Said the French commander at Dien Bien Phu.
Yeah. There's no way Hannibal could cross the Alps. Mm-hmm. There's no way the Germans could get to the Ardennes with their tanks.
There you go. One of the most famous examples right there.
Yeah. There's just no way. Yeah.
They did it twice.
Yeah. So
It's like we didn't learn the first time. What did it take?
yeah. Well, yeah. So that's the thing is, I'm like, it is possible. I can always send my squad up to scout in that direction again, just to be on the safe side. But right now, it's just me and my guys. So, oh boy, this is where I'm taking a pretty big personal risk. I should have gone like second, but whatever. I want to see with my own eyes. All right, so Francois Richard says, I am moving my squad to the southern end, and one is moving by truck, the rest by foot. If when they arrive, he's telling Loritz to use the squad that arrives first to serve his aims as needed, which I get that, but I really need to make sure that south is secure. The threat is not in front of Loritz, it's to the south of him. 2 casualties in total on my platoon. I am still holding, says Loritz. Okay, I'm just telling him, remember possible dangers from the south. So, yeah, we will see what these guys do. Man. So I am moving this way here. Oh boy. All right. Why did they pick 3 a.m. for an attack?
For the same reason everybody picks 3 a.m. to attack. when the human body is at its weakest point.
Yeah. Well, I've got to tell you, knowing my body, there ain't much difference between 3 a.m. and 3 p.m.
For you, if they were going to attack you personally, I would do it about 9:30. 9:30 p.m.
Yeah. Or even 7:30, 8 p.m. Oh my gosh, I'm already out like a light. Yeah, like I'm going to be a great old man. Like I'm going to be so good at being an old man. And you know what I'm really going to master is being dead. Oh my God, I'm going to just like be a natural at it.
You can sleep when you're dead.
That's it. I'm going to be a natural at that. Like it just comes to him so naturally.
Oh dear. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh man, I'm getting kind of hungry. I tell you, it's not quite lunchtime here, but on the West Coast, but it's getting there. And it does not like the stream's bit rate. I am worried that the whole live stream is going to be messed up, but we'll see. I haven't heard any complaints or seen any. If not, we'll learn. All right, just if anybody is watching on the YouTube, I can see your comments on the OBS since I synced it with the YouTube, so it's kind of cool. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post it in the chat, and I'll try to answer as best I can. All right. Let's check the radio again. Still nothing on the radio. Just gonna sort of sit tight. Okay. All right, welcome back.
Apparently, Hera bit Bunny.
Oh no, is she okay?
Yeah, it didn't break the skin or anything. She was trying to get the ball out of her mouth. And
No, I meant Hera. Is Hera okay?
oh yeah, Hera's just fine.
Okay.
Surprised she hasn't been turned into a small rug.
That's what I was thinking. Oh well. Yeah.
She gets excited, you know, and she has the ball in her mouth. And
yeah, you got to be careful. Zephyr will do the same. You just got to kind of. I just kind of wait. He'll either hand it to me nicely, or he'll put it in my lap or set it on my chair or whatever. Yeah, he'll get kind of polite about it. He's a nice little pup. All right. My schedule is being planned for me, meaning the rest of my day after this is over. So I'm going to have to go outside.
oh my God.
Yeah. I'm going to have to leave the house. That means I better do some laundry.
Oh, God. Oh man. I don't know about that.
Okay, well, somebody else has a load of laundry in here right now, so I need to move that. Oh boy. All right, let's move this.
Hello.
Hello, go for it.
You have almost reached your destination. The crossroads in question are just right down the road.
Okay.
To your south, you have heard a massive explosion, and you can see the faint outline of a fireball through the trees.
And approximately, is that at the airfield? Or
At the very south end of the airfield.
all right. Alrighty. It is what it is. Yeah, we just need to. I want to dismount the vehicle before we actually arrive at the crossroads. We'll walk in, get that truck back there with the next squad.
Alrighty.
Thank you. There goes my water bottle. All right. Which is now empty. Okay. What are we going to wash? Let's see here. My other pastime, my laundry. I'll have to get on the radio and check the radio here momentarily, but first the domestic chores. Oh boy. All right. All right, Kriegsspiel world. I'm almost done doing domestic chores. You would not think that a person as famous and well-to-do and important as I am would ever have to bother with something so menial as laundry.
It's what keeps you down to earth.
That's right. I'm trying to remember where I came from. Remember your roots. Not too good to get in there and do a little work. Well, the machine does all the work, but still. I found some money in my pants pocket. That's always a nice thing when that happens. Should have just sent it right through the wash and then, hung up the pants, and then, a couple months from now, after I forget about it, I find it. Then I would be really stoked.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, there we go. No new reports on the radio. However, it does look like Lawrence is riding in. So we're about to get some update from one of our contingents from Lawrence, who is here in the center. So far, we have contained the enemy, it feels like, but there has been an explosion down here to the south, and probably something like this has happened. I may have lost one of these airplanes or a building, but probably an airplane. And I've got to hope. Well, there we are. Lawrence here. The huge explosion you mentioned was at C3. A missile has destroyed the buildings. My platoon has been entirely wiped out. Unsure if there are survivors beside me. So that...
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's the unexpected, huh? There it is, my friends. So, okay. Swick and... All right. So, Laura Othier says, Lawrence Othier, sorrowful to hear my platoon is to your north. We're reorganizing after the double timing. Where's the enemy? I am also saying Swick and Othier cover that position. Lawrence, fall back as needed and rally whatever men and resources you can. Everyone, stay away from potential targets. So yeah, obviously he had all his eggs in one basket, and well, that happened. So to Richard, yes, cover that south end. Francois asked me if I still want his men going to the south end of the airfield. Absolutely. I still have 2 other squads there. So. Man. Okay, so I lost a squad, or at least the squad is combat ineffective. We're going to just remove it. And we will erase this. And now we have a gap in our line, so hopefully Othier and Swick can deal with it. I am out of a position because I'm in transit between 2 objectives. Richard is moving that way, so he may be able to see and block. All right, I've told Richard to make sure he sends something south. But if he sees the enemy anywhere, he is free to engage. Because obviously I don't want him to foolishly drive south while the enemy's pouring in and say, gosh, I sure hope somebody intercepts those guys. They look upset. Those guys look really dangerous. So yeah. Wonder if I can erase just this red spot. There it is. We did it. All right. Well, shoot. So that was a missile, though, not necessarily an attack. However, I would expect an attack to follow a strike like that. I mean, why wouldn't it? Why would you strike something like that there and then not send something through it or attack somewhere? If that's a diversion, then so be it, but I don't go to the bathroom unless I'm going to use a toilet, man. So if they're dropping missiles or something on us.
Yeah, where'd that missile come from?
Probably a
planned strike. Was it a designated target?
Probably America. Well, it's the 80s, so in that case, yeah, I mean, you guys could have designated targets then, absolutely, and for a pre-planned, yeah, I can't answer that. But yeah, where did it come from, and are there more? And you know, I have a rule that I learned from my mother when she told me as a child about cockroaches. She said, "Where there's one, there's more." So,
well, you can probably eliminate the idea that it came from unless they have a stealth bomber. It was probably not an air attack, because any air assets would have been heard or seen, probably.
well, if it's an air attack, why would you drop it on a building? I would attack the runway or the aircraft. Not just some random building. So it sounds like it was a reaction to this is an enemy strong point.
So it was a called-in strike.
Yes.
But it wouldn't have been a missile that was launched by the ground forces.
Yeah, it would have come from offshore, right?
Yeah, so it would have come from a ship. So it was probably a surface missile from naval asset.
Yep.
Which means they probably have more.
Which means they can dial in. They should have the airfield dialed in. If they have offshore support like that, they should have the airfield dialed in and should be hitting it all over. In which case, I don't know how we defend against that, but
Well, he may have a very limited number of strikes, and he may have to designate the target. So
right.
you have to put like a laser designator on the target.
So as long as we keep him away from the airfield so that he can't laze the aircraft or the runway, I don't think he'd be able to really laze the runway per se. That would just be a challenge in geography. But he could certainly laser the aircraft. And again, if I've got these things stacked up in rows, I don't know that any of them were moved or not. I tell you what, we'll use the soldiers as human shields. Every man stand in front of an airplane. If you see a green dot appear on your chest, don't move.
Hello.
Hello.
You have arrived at your requested location. There is nobody else around besides you and your command staff. The truck has returned to your previous position to pick up the remainder of your squad. To your southwest, relatively close, you hear a large explosion and nothing else. And also the gunfire that is now to your direct south.
Okay, and so that is a second explosion, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I will personally hold here. I'll take some kind of covered position and hold while the rest of my platoon comes up.
Understood.
In the meantime, I have no further orders.
You got it.
Do you know if the airplanes got moved? He's gone. All right. Should have asked that first, huh? It doesn't matter. No one's going to be out there moving a damn airplane when the airfield's under attack, so. Francois says, I think they may have some explosives planted in the area. Be advised, a helicopter just spontaneously detonated next to my men. No casualties. Last squad is moving out with me to the south. So, okay. So one of our helicopters, I don't know if it's an Mi-28 or a Mi-8. I've got an Mi-8 and I've got a couple Mi-24s. I don't know which one of those it is. Oh, and I was calling them 28s, wasn't I? Like an idiot earlier. They are 24s. Duh.
Well, in that case, that sounds like a special ops team.
Sounds like they're laser designating them. Someone designated the building, someone then designated the helicopter, and their objective is to sit there and one by one laze the aircraft and blow them up one by one.
Maybe.
So.
I mean, he said spontaneously. He didn't say there was a missile came in and blew it up. He said it spontaneously blew up, which would mean there were charges placed on it.
Maybe, but I'm not sure if he is being a little hyperbolous by saying it just spontaneously blew up, man. Or if he means it as, yeah, it blew up and I don't know how or why.
Mm-hmm. Well, his men were close to it, he said.
All right. Othier says, all here, Othier. We've engaged at least one enemy platoon in the forest west of C3, which is where he's at here. Right here where I have him drawn. We've suffered a casualty and are being suppressed. The nerves of the men are somewhat unsteady after the recent missile strike on Loritz's command. And then Loritz says, advice for all commanders not to have their squads concentrated in a single area. They have powerful missiles.
Apparently.
Yeah. All right. Captain Obvious has made his contribution. Jean de Swick, love you, Lawrence. Jean de Swick says planning to get in close with the enemies may have to go cold steel. Okay, whatever. Commander Othier says, do we have someone at Delta 1 yet? There are millions worth of equipment there. Over. Okay. All right. It's talking about Delta 1. Which one is Delta 1? Oh, that's my position, isn't it? Oh, no. Yeah, southern end of the airfield right here. All right. Wonder if these have state markers.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, good luck. All right, so the bad guys are certainly giving us a run for our money here. They have somehow got through and destroyed a couple of assets. Nothing critical as of yet, but obviously I feel like they have a unit deployed somewhere lasering targets and blowing them up. And we'll know because their next target will be an even higher value target. So like a SAM site or an actual aircraft. And in a case like that, then we're pretty sure they are laser designating targets. And we simply have to find that team and eliminate them. So I'm going to have to do a sweep. So if he could blow up that building and that helicopter could be observed from, if this is, I don't know which helicopter was blown up, if it was this one or this one. All right, we're going to ask which helicopter was destroyed, because knowing the answer to that then helps me to kind of narrow down where a team could be that could be lasering these targets. Now, there's still quite a lot of area. But for example, if a team is here, they probably would not see the helicopter here to laser it. If a team is here, yeah, same. On the other hand, if a team is here, they could potentially see both if it's in that area. So let's just kind of draw in yellow. There could be bad guys here, lasering targets. And then over here. And down here. There could even be people down this way, but we don't know. I'm a little skeptical that they're that far south.
Hello.
Hello.
Nothing new to report. The gunfire to your south has ceased. The truck is reported to be on its way back with your first squad.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the truck is still coming here. When that squad appears, I'll show you I'll share screen, if I may. But I want that squad to sweep this area here in yellow. And I can do a screenshot of this and post it. And I want them to come down here and have a look at everything down here. The reason is I suspect there's a team that is lasering targets, and they need to look in the places where both of these targets could be spotted from.
Alright, so you want them to dismount at the top right circle and then walk across the tarmac to the yellow circle?
Well, no, kind of use cover and concealment. I will paste this. Actually, I will. I'll draw arrows just to reinforce that, yeah, we want to use cover and concealment. I'll post it in red one. Thank you.
Alright, so you want to move down there as well?
No, I'm sending a unit to scout. I'll be... Okay.
That's good.
Okay, the time is now 4:25. The gunfire to my south has stopped, and so I'm suspecting it's going to be daylight in an hour or two, and that could be very helpful to us. But we'll see. All right, so we are... going to sweep here and here, and we are looking for enemy teams that could be operating here. All right, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, why do I think it's a laser team? If it was a pre-planned bombardment, like a ship firing shells from offshore, they would be blowing up the aircraft and the runway already because they would have dialed that in. If it was an airstrike, again, they would be hitting the runway and the aircraft. They wouldn't be hitting an outbuilding and a helicopter, which are lower value targets. The fact that they hit an outbuilding to the west and then a target to the west of the main row of aircraft, which is actually the main target, suggests to me that they're coming in from the west, and therefore they have a team there. Since it appears to be a missile strike or something, somebody is laser designating those targets for a smart missile, if you will, to hit the target. So I can't see them hitting with that much precision with just a dumb guided sea launched missiles. So there has to be somebody who's calling the targets. But there's a reason they haven't called the runway or the aircraft themselves. And I think that's because the fire is being called in by a squad. So that's my sense of it. I could be wrong. We'll see, but hopefully we catch them. Meanwhile, in other news, Swick is trying to push up, and we will see if he can push through the enemy that were previously being opposed by Lords, or if they're even still there. Commandant Othier and Francois are both sending transmissions. So we'll be getting a couple messages from them. So I am going to take a short 1 or 2 minute break for myself, and I will return.
Mic off.
Salutations, Tavarish Commander.
Mic on.
Hello? You're here, Lawrence.
Yes.
All right. I was just taking
Commander,
a little break.
I
Go
have
ahead.
no division.
Yeah, I know. But you have a knife, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, you can still fight the enemy. But anyway. I am of the belief that they have a special team that is using lasers to designate targets. Go ahead.
What are both of your orders, Marshal? Your troops are executing the orders as we speak. The technical is on its way to its deployment location to disappoint troops.
We'll continue as I've ordered, with that squad moving to sweep the areas I've indicated, searching for a special enemy team.
Alright. No other reports from your remaining squads.
Okay, thank you.
Since I'm here, Lawrence, do you have anything?
I will stay with the commander.
Alrighty.
What I mean?
Well, have you been taken prisoner yet?
No, Lawrence has just arrived. Commandant Othier has this update. He says, all here, Othier, the firefight is over. My men, with the help of the comrades of Deswick's platoon, annihilated an enemy squad. We completely encircled them. 10 or so got away to the northwest, but we count 10 dead here. I'm now proceeding to Charlie 3 to cover the 2 helicopters, awaiting news orders. Over. And then he says, do we have anyone covering Delta 2 and the AA platform on the runway east of Charlie 4? Over. All right, let me just kind of double check that.
If they count 10 bodies and they say 10 got away, that's 2 squads worth right there.
Yeah, I have moved to... I have moved to...
Okay, Lawrence and Marshall, were you given your report by Valgol?
Yes.
Okay, Lawrence, in that case, it's the same for you. Very much.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I have told Othier that I'm covering in his former position and that he is to look for enemy squads, special operations, lasering targets, or setting charges.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay. Okay, I will be right back. Loritz, I may put you in command of this squad, and then that will free me to go from place to place and do things.
Sure.
So,
What squad?
my platoon, I mean.
Oh, alright. Where is it? I don't see it in my screenshot.
Oh, well, it's coming to this position as we speak. It's on the move. We're using a truck to move them. They're coming in piecemeal, but they should all be here in the next 10 minutes or so.
One of the platoons you haven't gotten killed yet.
Yeah. And then if that's the case, we're going to probably scout to the west of this position just to make sure that there's nobody there. And then we will be free to go south and operate where we know the enemy is. So, but I'll...
Right, so we scout west and then we go south.
Yes.
Help there?
Yes, that's going to be your order. So when they come back, I'm going to be away from my keyboard for a minute, but when they come back, that's what I want you to do.
All right, roger that.
Okay.
Commander.
All right, the platoon is now yours. Thank you.
All right, I'll make sure not to concentrate them in the same place.
Yes, the enemy has powerful missiles.
Yeah.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, the T is on. Now I just need snacks.
Mic off.
I don't know. From what I'm seeing on your map, I don't see enough enemy force.
Mic on.
Something's missing.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way too. But who knows? Maybe it was a small elite contingent. But we just slaughtered a whole, like you said, 2 squads of them, with the 3rd squad running away. So that
Sound like an elite contingent.
no, it doesn't. Yeah, what it does sound like is that the scores are even as far as body counts go, but I don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Nothing new to report at this time. First squad reports that they have disembarked and are moving about their sweep pattern.
Okay. The platoon is going to be placed under Lortz's command. He'll be commanding the platoon from here on. He has his orders. I will personally, with my little command staff, move down to the south end where Richard is.
Ready.
Okay, thank you.
Where I will be eaten by cannibals.
That's it.
Mic off.
how far should my platoon go in their search in the woods?
Well,
Mic on.
you want to push west and then south around Otto's flank. You don't have to go all the way to the beach, but go far enough to come in on the western edge of Otto's flank, and then come in that way headed south. You don't have to go all the way to the beach.
Sure.
Mic off.
Can you just point me exactly where Otto is currently?
Mic on.
He is in the thick woods somewhere to the west of, let me double check, C3, where you were.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mic off.
Okay, Loritz, I assume Val briefed Marshall, correct? Hello.
Yeah.
Mic on.
Yeah.
Okay, Loris, do you have any? Well, you heard Marshall's report. It's the same as yours. Do you have any specific
Mic
orders,
off.
or do you want to stay co-located with Marshall?
No, I will stay at the crossroad,
Mic on.
and I will take over Marshall's platoon.
Okay. So okay. In that case, let me just brief you what. Okay, in that case, Marshall will tell you where they are. Okay.
Yeah, they're coming up.
Okay, thank both of you.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, just standing by for more reports.
Mic off.
Personally, I'm waiting for the enemy force that's up to now been playing Marching Simulator for the entire game that suddenly appears out of nowhere.
That is,
Mic on.
yeah, that is exactly what I'm afraid of right now.
Mic off.
He's been lost in the woods this entire time, and then suddenly he's going to just pop out with an entire battalion of infantry or something.
Mic on.
Yep, Lieutenant Butterbar.
Mm-hmm.
Mic off.
Where are you hiding your tanks?
Mic on.
Yeah, I'm afraid we don't have any.
What?
We don't have anything.
Why am I even watching this game?
Yeah, we just have trucks with no mounted weapons. I like the technical with the rocket pod mounted on it.
Those little technicals are hard to hit.
Oh, I bet that's the idea. Because they sure don't have armor.
No, they don't. You spray enough lead around them, you'll get them.
Oh, yeah. You know, there's some insurgent dude out there who thinks he's just Barney badass because he's got the technical and nobody else has anything that can, oppose him at the moment.
Yeah, you got like one of those little plastic Hula girls
On the dash?
on the dashboard, some fuzzy dice, decal mounted on the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
His friend Mahmood has got a RPG, RPG 7 or something.
You got it for Christmas.
Back, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
Howdy.
You and Loritz proceed to walk down the road towards Richard's position. As you are walking, you hear two large explosions to your northwest. At the same time, Loritz, you lose contact with Squad 3 that belonged to Marshall.
Okay. To the northwest, the refinery?
Yes, towards that direction. Towards where you were originally.
Okay, I'm going to return to my original position. Not original, but the crossroads. I'm not going to head south. I'm going to run back to where I was because that's where the attack is going to come from.
Alright, so you're walking back the way you came?
I'm running back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Loritz, what do you order?
Mic off.
Loritz?
Mic on.
He might have taken a little break, but he's commanding my squad. His orders are to push out to the west and then south, but for right now, have him push out to the west. Not all the way to the beach, just a few hundred yards to the west.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, now we hear you. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I
Mic
think
off.
I wanted to stay at the crossroad already. So
Okay.
Mic on.
because this is where your platoon
Mic
will
off.
be assembling, right? Picnic.
Mic on.
Yes.
Squad 2 has been trying to get a hold of you. They have completed their search of the area that was to the southeast.
Okay, they'll be under Lawrence's command now. They're to come back here and regroup.
Alrighty.
Mic off.
So that sounds like that that force that's been marching around is finally showing up.
Mic on.
Yeah, but they're barely at the refinery.
Yeah. Hey, they've probably been on marching simulator for 2 hours. For all we know, they all landed in the same area down in that southwest corner, and those guys marched off north. And are now turning east.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. But why would they waste giving away their position, blowing something up at the refinery when that's not their objective? Of course, I'm presuming that's not their objective, but
Maybe for the same reason that they walked in the woods for 2 hours.
yeah, that could be the case. Sorry, I'm trying to snack at the same time.
Hey, I was eating my lunch just now. So no,
Yeah, I haven't had anything to eat.
it's lunchtime in California.
That's right, man.
Yeah, so stuffed crust pepperoni pizza.
Oh my God, was it even organic?
No. I'm from Texas, okay? I may live in California, but but I'm afraid my behavioral patterns were set long before I got here.
Was it free range pizza?
It was purely processed, high GMO, with extra gluten.
Yeah, you have a shaker of gluten at your table and you just sprinkle extra gluten on it.
That's right.
Even though most people don't know what gluten is, it's a protein found in wheat, but yeah. Just the glutens are bad, man.
Yeah.
We should outlaw glutens.
Because that's the most important thing we can do.
Mm-hmm. The most important thing. Well, that and reduce your carbon footprint.
Oh, yeah, well, there is that.
And work on your credit score. Monitor your credit score is pretty important. And as I posted in the Discord last night, I would really like to know what the drug cartels are doing to reduce their carbon footprint. You know, are they responsible stewards of the environment?
I want you to know that all their crops are non-GMO, organically produced. They got the FDA seal of approval.
Yeah, I'd actually be surprised if they weren't using GMO plants. I mean, think about it, right?
Pesticide. How much pesticide do you think they use on those coca fields?
Yeah. Well, you GMO it, you don't need so much pesticide. You engineer it to be naturally resistant.
Not to mention the massive water usage.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you and I, we're in the wrong business, man. We should start a drug cartel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward kind of industry.
Yeah, but the retirement benefits are out of this world.
When you have a hostile takeover in that industry, it's really hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could get myself a gold-plated M1911.
See, now you're talking. See, now, you know, I mean, what is life about if you can't have that?
I know. You can't shoot it, of course, because gold being so malleable. The first round that goes out of it, the thing is warped after that. But it looks scary. Looks good in the movies.
And, you know, that's what matters. Perception is everything.
Damn right. You don't have to be terrifying. You just have to have them believe that you're terrifying.
That's right. Perception is reality, man. But it's not. But, yeah.
I perceive that the sun will not rise tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised. Like, there's all these news articles about the solar eclipse that's coming, and not one of the articles have I seen talks about how the solar eclipse will affect my credit score. And, you know, that's the question, you know?
Yeah. Well, they're burying the lead there.
Yeah, they're always talking about how to see it, how to view it safely. What about my credit score? You know, we've been taught as Americans to care about our credit scores so much. You know, I like how people with poor credit are being told to pay $20 a month to look at their credit score. But you do get unlimited score refreshes. So
there you go.
Yeah, so every day you can look at that number, either stay the same or sink lower. So I think that's really important, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to make large amounts of money is to take it away from people who don't have much.
That's it. There's a lot of money down there.
They're the easiest. They're the easiest to take money away from.
Yeah, they can't exactly do much. What are they going to do? Sue you? Where are they going to get the lawyer?
Public defender.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll work.
Yeah. That guy that graduated from the law school correspondence course.
That's it. Oh, my goodness. Well, the other important thing is to ask your doctor if all of these medications advertised on television are right for you.
Because, yeah, I mean, you know, every one of them tells you to do that. So
Yeah. Ask your doctor if this is right for you. You know what I really want? I want herpes, dude. The herpes commercial, looks so amazing. Like you're riding a horse on the beach. The woman is really good looking. I mean, it just makes you want to catch herpes, man.
Yeah, so that
You
you
know?
can take that drug so that your life can become that.
That's it. Because if I take that pill, I'll get to ride a horse on the beach with a beautiful woman.
Cialis or whatever it is, where you can like lay in a bathtub and look at the ocean.
Oh yeah, you can hold hands with your wife and look at the ocean in the bathtub next to you. Absolutely. Hey Otto, how you doing, Comrade Othier?
Yeah, I see two high brass officers are in the middle of a intense conversation as my troops have just arrived from having destroyed an enemy force some 15 minutes or so ago.
Yeah, about that, Othier. I'm afraid you're going to have to be placed under arrest for that. Well, the fact of the matter is, okay, we can't have people like you setting, these heroic examples or accomplishing these heroic feats. It'll be too hard on the morale of the other men who are entirely incapable. Not to mention it makes me look bad. So yeah. Hello.
On your way back to your previous location, a wild auto has appeared. You are co-located, as you can already guess.
Okay, I choose you, Achilles, to do battle with the wild auto which has appeared. I'm gonna get one of my premium. What is it? A Pokeball? I can't even remember.
I'm sorry, I try not to hurt minors.
Yeah, it's yeah. Poor Otto. It's the what is
In
it?
other news, your first squad has heard your orders and they have moved towards the west, if only by about 100 meters. And second squad has also heard your orders and have begun to move towards your previous location to regroup.
Okay, Lawrence now has command of that squad. Commandant Othier, is there anything you need?
Could you clear up, make sure there are no more imperialists in this forest, and also if you have, well, if it's only your platoon here, then that's basically all you can do. But basically, we could always divert some more troops to cover the assets.
Yeah, if you have additional troops that you're free to do that, go ahead. We are sweeping the forest.
Alright, is that all?
Yes.
Take my orders as well. I will, after this brief conversation, turn to my men at the airport, and where the two helicopters are south.
Now, when you sweep the forest, Commandant Othier, it's very important that you not leave any of the pine needles, because those pine needles get into everything. You might have to get a leaf blower or a rake or whatever it takes.
I'm from my home region is very well aware of this.
Oh, that's right. You only come from the land of pine trees, so yeah.
As I understand it, they're always raking the forest there. That's why they don't have fires.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah, but you don't?
No, we just let everything burn. And then the insurance companies won't even cover us. That's our latest news. A major insurance company said we're no longer going to insure California homeowners because of the fire danger.
Well, that's like the smart thing to do, company.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Otto is 0450. What are your orders, please?
I shall be driving back to my troops at the port where the two pines are.
It will be done. Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, you need to have somebody drive you, Otto, because you're not old enough to get a license yet.
Yeah, well, I think it could be very much true that child soldiers are allowed in this.
Oh, that's my dream, to have an army of child soldiers and to have hot chick bodyguards like Gaddafi had.
There you go.
Oh man. I mean, nobody could ever try to assassinate me because they'd be just distracted looking at the gorgeous bodyguards. You know, that's the tactic.
Oh, problem is that doesn't work when they're dropping a bomb from 20 miles away.
I don't know. They have like spy satellites that can zoom in and see. Mm-hmm.
Oh, when we bombed Northeast 10.
Yeah. I remember that too. I remember when that happened.
Yep.
Yeah, I was definitely old enough to remember that. The F-111s, and they weren't allowed to fly over France.
That's right.
So they had to fly around it. Boy, were we upset about that.
Yeah.
Not as mad as we were after 9/11, though.
No.
Remember freedom fries?
Yes.
They're not French fries anymore. Now they're freedom fries because France.
And now it's the French that want to send troops to the Ukraine. And
I know.
everybody else is saying, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
I remember in the old SPI game, The Next War, by Dunnigan and Mark Herman. In the designer's notes and everything, he talks about one of the things he says about the French is that, when they're talking about if the Russians are able to get to the Rhine, and kind of that's their goal and so on. But he says something about how the French could be counted on if the Russians got too close to launch a couple of nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably right. They would almost certainly do so.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody has done Operation Valkyrie on Putin yet. I actually thought that would have happened at least a year ago. I'm frankly shocked. So
anybody that might even remotely think about it has fallen out a window. So
yeah, I mean, he might be disinfiltrating people or whatever, or it could just be that we misunderstand the situation, that he has things way more on lock than we assume. We can't assume that we as Americans have the truth about what's happening in Russia. We don't even have the truth about what's happening in the United States. We would like to think we have some truth, or certainly more truth than the average Russian, because allegedly we have a free press. It's really a corporate press, but we have a free press.
People in the lobby.
All right, everyone to the lobby. It looks like it's over, folks.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Where's the lobby? Where's the lobby? They moved all the channels around. I wonder if I'll get dragged before.
All right, well.
There we are.
It's
Okay.
time.
Okay,
Prince
the
is not here.
the server is called IKSOS. The password is 123, only posted in chat. If you can't join, that's fine, because it's full. Well, it will be full. I'll be sharing the screen anyways. All in all, a tactical red victory, a strategic blue victory, and here is why. Let me share the screen.
All right. Let's see how I killed myself.
Of course.
Let's see, the total death count is, this is 3, 6, that's 16, 26, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So total of 82 people have died.
What's the password?
135. So total death count for blue is 16, while total death count for red is just about everything else. The majority of the kills for red, the majority of deaths on the red side are from the cruise missiles, obviously. Yeah, so all in all, blue have achieved their objective of destroying, well, not fully. Red still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jets remaining, 1 SAM battery, and 2 Heinz remaining. So that's not a small amount of aircraft, most definitely. But in total, 3 Frogfoots have been lost, 1 Mil 8 has been lost. and two MiG-23s have been lost, alongside one Tunguska battery. That does not take into account the bombed out refinery that was not even a part of the scenario, I'll like to note.
No! You triggered way to all the refineries! I'm like, bombing by refineries,
It was, but when we realized one of the blue players, because the idea was to have that area off limit, have the red team not bother with that area. By lore, we just said, oh, it's just a different garrison guarding it.
And then Trigger walked into the fucking garrison.
Yeah, and because it would be kind of illogical to just let you walk in. We spawned some troops that Trigger fought. Trigger still detonate. Dog.
Oh no, Trigger, no!
Okay.
Everything I touch.
So, 2 missile silos have been destroyed. Some building in the refinery is gone. So yeah, that does it for the overall scenario. Personally, Red reacted decently, I would say. They couldn't. The only reason they lost this many aircraft was because Joffy managed to sneak past Otto out of sheer luck. Marshall also nearly avoided death when he drove that pickup truck down the road, because Joffy's platoon was just a few meters away from him, and they decided not to engage. I would like to note that when we saw that, we rolled a d6. A 1 would mean that the vehicle was hit. It was hit. And then we rolled a d6, where
Again.
where a 1 would mean that Marshall was hit. He was hit. And then we rolled the human dice, and the dice said he was hit in the crotch.
Yeah, you lost your cock balance,
not
Marshall,
again.
sorry.
Wow.
I think it's concerning that that dice gives out the crotch wound so often, but that didn't happen because Joffy just said, "I won't engage him," so that didn't happen. Red responded to the engagement here pretty quickly, and defeated this blue platoon. During the retreat, Blue deployed a cruise missile on these 2 buildings, destroying a full platoon that was inside there. After that, pretty much the rest of the red team honed in on them, and they were forced to retreat, losing 1 full squad and losing 4 other men in the process, with Blue HQ retreating. Then we have Trigger, who just went on a side quest.
Oh my god!
And then we had Joffy, who managed to avoid all combat through, I don't know, sheer luck. Walked across the
Managed to
airfield.
Sam Fisher the shit out of it.
Yeah, detonated a squad. So he deployed a cruise missile on a squad, destroyed 1 Tunguska, and destroyed everything that you see here. All in
Plus
all,
2 more squads that were down here.
oh yeah, 2 more squads were just one of Marshall and one of Otto's squad were next to the aircraft when it blew up, so they're gone. All in all, I think Blue could have done a bit better if they weren't so not spread out, but if they were more focused. In a sense of, well, Roland, you couldn't have done much. You simply got pinned. You got pinned by Loritz's troops, and by the time you finished off Loritz, the rest of the team came your way. If Trigger
was off playing Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, Trigger still, he dealt damage. A refinery was badly damaged, so that's definitely strategically important. But if Trigger and Joffy were closer together, it could have been a much bigger victory for Blue. The reason why this is not a tactical victory for Blue too is because at this point it is 5 a.m., so that means that it is pretty much daytime, almost. It's, we're pretty much at the equator. So the only people I would say could realistically escape for Blue are Roland, because he's pretty close, and Trigger would have to go all the way through the forest back to the boats. So, in my most non-conservative measures, Blue would have, 12 people remaining from the initial force of 30.
Jesus.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where did Trigger spawn?
I don't fucking remember, mate, honestly.
Next to John.
I think like
Jockey,
I think like somewhere here. I
Yeah,
think, roughly
uh-huh.
speaking.
That's where he spawned. Okay, because in the initial plan, the goal was for him to spawn around here.
Oh my god!
Well,
I
that
was like,
wasn't.
wait, what's Joffrey doing here? How did he get northeast of me? What the fuck?
I was like, why is he meeting Joffrey already? Like Joffrey's supposed to be here.
Because
He's supposed to be
because
here.
Joffrey took this route, roughly speak. He went along here.
Yeah, exactly. That was
came
part of
into-
the plan.
He made contact with Otto's pickets, but the dice said they didn't see each other. Then Otto, the timing here is incredible. Otto goes back, and that's when Joffrey keeps on moving, goes past him. They at some point Otto and Joffrey were at like 50 meters away from each other, but Joffrey decided not to engage. Joffrey was like here roughly. He decided not to engage 2 times, and then went up here, went through here, and detonated this, and this. That's what happened with Joffrey. Trigger, on the other hand, just went. I don't remember Nick was umpiring, but he went like here, or here, and then detonated this. And Roland went like here. He captured one red commander.
Who's still tied to a tree, by the way.
Yeah, he was never untied from the tree. He went like here, came into contact with Loritz, was like, yeah, I'll just go towards it. He went here, got stuck in an engagement, ordered a missile strike, murdered everything Loritz had, and then the rest of the red team showed up. Otto and I forgot. I think it was. I can't recall if it's SVIC or Richard, but one of you, Kur, was captured at the start. Pretty much came from behind Otto, and whichever you two pretty much just squeezed them.
Thanks.
Yeah, squeezed them. Got one of his squads dead, but the rest of him, but the rest of the platoon escaped.
Yeah, I dumped that squad because I was like, there's no way. I need somebody to hold the rear guard or else we're all gonna get wrapped up.
Yeah, but in that sense, that armor attack was stopped by Red. So congrats on that. I would also like to note that Red had a severe skill issue, quite unironically, because their troops were of worse quality out the bat, and Blue were equipped with much better equipment. Yeah, amongst other things. The idea was that this was a team of a company of special forces deploying in a heavily outnumbered area where superior equipment gave them the upper hand, and in every fight that was equal, Blue came out on top more or less, equal in numbers, that is. But the first moment that the Red brought in more numbers, Blue was logically forced to retreat. So yeah, does anyone have any questions?
So the thing about, I think Trigger, the reason. Okay, no wait, no questions. Does anybody have actual questions? Because I was just commenting.
If you have any comments, if whoever wants to say anything, feel free to say it now.
All right.
If you like the game, if you have any suggestions, critiques.
I really like the game. I think I understand why Trigger ended up like going on a weird side quest and focusing on the silos here. In the briefing, it was saying that there was aircraft and there was also crates. And for a while, me and the team, we were kind of stuck. It's like, where are these crates? We cannot find these crates. And I didn't realize that we were just going for planes. So eventually we thought that maybe there's crates around here. Maybe there's crates around here. We get given a whole map like this. And then suddenly I'm being told here that this whole thing doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I was like, fuck. That kind of hurt.
The specific order you gave me was to check that city cell and check that industrial zone.
Well, I mean, nonetheless, Trigger's side quest resulted in the refinery being bumped to shit. Speaking purely strategically, he did complete an objective. That refinery was most definitely a strategic objective that's vital to the operation of the airport. So it didn't go to waste. If that's your worry, it didn't go to waste. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's good that it didn't go to waste. That whole side quest actually ended up in something, and I'm quite happy that the classic trig luck got me here again. This is not the first time stuff like this happens.
Mic off.
Okay, does anyone have anything else they wish to say? Or may I wrap this up?
Mic on.
Yeah, once again, a glorious victory
sorry,
for the people. It's obvious that the airport is still intact. We have most of our aircraft. We bagged a lot of the imperialists, and I see this as a win. We're definitely going to claim victory, regardless of what the umpire or the media, the bourgeois media says.
Silence, copy
Mic
card.
off.
I think the media will be on our side after the enemy has lost highly skilled Western operators in this battle,
Yeah.
and they have at the end of it also bombed civilian infantry.
Yeah, they've done nothing but to wander into the AO and bomb civilians. What?
Yeah, that is the Western imperialists meddling in foreign affairs of the free people.
I
Well,
do have a question.
not only
Was
that,
there
they
a way to destroy the planes?
Sorry. Okay, Roland and then Marshall. Go on.
I have a question. Was there another way to destroy the
Mic
planes
off.
besides the missiles that we had?
Not that I
Mic
found out,
on.
honestly.
Oh.
If you approach the fucking plane and said I want to jerry-rig it with explosives, I would have most likely.
I see you. All right. Yep, I'm good.
Okay, Marshall.
yeah, and I can't believe that the imperialists tied Swick to a tree and tortured him to death.
Actually, he is alive.
No, they tortured him to death. We found him
Okay.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys killed him?
Yeah. Simply.
Oh, I think you need to say that the Western Imperialists clearly killed him. They were the one who tied him to his feet.
Yeah,
with his
that's
own
right.
gun. Right.
Yeah.
I have one comment, which is just that for a game I intended to sit around and spectate because Park told me they were fun. It's very delightful to get dragged into a special forces operation and to wander off on my own and cause all kinds of trouble. That was a good time. Thank you very much.
Honestly, if you had been able to move with Joffrey, I think we would have wrapped up this whole thing way faster, but whoops.
All right. Well, fair enough.
Next time, I guess I'll ask the umpire what's the actual operation area, because giving me this whole map means that the whole thing is the operation area.
Oh, I'm actually one of the more nice people when it comes to telling you where to go. Don't worry. Some people did much worse. I would also like to simply for a record, because there are moderators present in this VC. Roland's orders were to spare the enemy commander and tie him to a tree. So he was not murdered. A prisoner of war was not murdered. I would just like that to be put in the record.
Yeah. Again, Western imperialized lies. Well, thank you, Marmot. Thank you.
Okay, well, I would just like to note, as the final word, is that the game started incredibly iffy, but thanks to the umpire team cooperating very, very effectively with each other, the game took pace and finished better than it looked at the start. However, I think I've learned quite a lot when it comes to raid games, in the sense of when stealth is like expected. Because it doesn't work very well. To be completely honest, I think that games like raids like this will make it incredibly fun for some players, but will make other players do nothing for the whole game. For example, Loritz. Loritz was lucky that Roland went past him. If Roland decided to go around him, Loritz would have done nothing for the entire game, which I think is the issue with these types of stealth raid games, where you'll have really, really intense gameplay for some, and then the rest will just do nothing. So I think there's a balance of player engagement to be done regarding any future games of this type. Other than that, I think that, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So yeah, thank you everybody for playing.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marmot. Thank you.
Thank you for.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream here. I want to thank everybody for watching. And I just want you to know that Picnic still lives. And I do think this was a glorious victory for us. And don't believe the Western lies. They really did tie our commander to a tree and brutally torture him to death. I can't believe it's shocking, really. The lengths they'll go to. And then for them to blame us? Come on. Come on. Never. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. And we will see you on our next adventure. Goodbye for now.